Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoded, the place where we uncover the hidden truths behind corporate filings, and today we've got a filing that might just change how many shares are floating around out there. Before we dive in, if you find value in breaking down these complex documents into simple, understandable insights, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to join our Discord community, linked in the description below for more exclusive discussions. We're looking at a Form 8K filing from Mobile Global Esports Incorporated. Now, an 8K is a report company's file to announce major events that shareholders should know about. Think of it as a corporate bulletin board for really important news. The key date here is the 12th of January 2026. This is when the reported event actually took place according to the company. The company in question is Mobile Global Esports Incorporated, a name that certainly tells you what they're in the business of, or at least what they want to be. They're incorporated in Delaware, which is super common for us companies. Now let's talk about what they've done. They've made a significant change related to their stock. They've increased the number of authorized shares of their common stock. This means they officially changed their company charter, the document that lays out their fundamental rules. Specifically, they went from having 100 million shares authorized to a much larger 300 million shares. That is a tripling of the potential number of shares that can exist. Why would a company do this? Well, there are a few common reasons. It could be to prepare for a future acquisition, where they'll use new stock to buy another company, or maybe they're planning a big fundraising round, selling lots of new shares to investors to get cash for growth. It could also be to offer more shares for employee stock options, or to make their stock more attractive for things like stock splits in the future. Importantly, this wasn't a surprise move dumped on shareholders. The company says the shareholders themselves approved this change back on the 5th of December of last year through a written consent. This means a majority of shareholders agreed to let the company have more shares available. So the big news here under item 5.03 is effectively a recap of this stock increase. They filed an official document, a certificate of amendment with the Secretary of State of Delaware. This filing confirms they've taken the steps to actually make this increase official in their company's governing documents. Now, the question is, what does this mean for Mobile Global Esports Inc. and its shareholders? Increasing authorized shares itself doesn't immediately change the number of shares actually trading in the market. However, it gives the company a lot more flexibility. It is like having a bigger toolbox. They can now do things that they couldn't easily do before, like issuing more stock for strategic purposes, as we discussed. If they plan to sell many of these new shares, it could lead to dilution. Dilution happens when the pie gets bigger, but your slice remains the same size, meaning your ownership stake in the company becomes a smaller percentage. This can sometimes put downward pressure on the stock price if the market perceives the new shares aren't being used effectively, or if the company isn't growing fast enough to justify the increase. On the flip side, if this increased authorization is a precursor to a successful acquisition or a significant growth investment that pays off, it could be a very positive move in the long run. It signals that management is thinking strategically about future opportunities and is ensuring they have the corporate structure in place to seize them. The filing also includes some standard checkboxes related to other possible filings. These are often included to ensure compliance with various CC rules, but in this case, none of them seem to apply to the core event being reported. They are essentially confirming that this report is solely about the amendment and not related to other types of communications or solicitations. It is also noted that Mobile Global Esports Inc. identifies as an emerging growth company. This status offers certain regulatory flexibility, particularly regarding financial reporting requirements, which can mean less stringent disclosure obligations compared to larger, more established companies. This is a common designation for younger companies trying to grow. Under item 9.01, they list the exhibits filed with this report. The main one, exhibit 3.1, is the actual certificate of amendment document itself. That's the legal paperwork detailing the share increase. There is also exhibit 104, which is the cover page interactive data file, typically used for electronic filing purposes. The report is signed by Brett Rosen, the Chief Executive Officer, on the 12th of January 2026, confirming the company's official acknowledgement and filing of this amendment. So, to wrap up, Mobile Global Esports Inc. has officially increased its authorized shares from 100 million to 300 million. This gives them a lot more room to maneuver for potential future growth strategies like acquisitions or fundraising. The key will be how they utilize this increased capacity. If it leads to smart investments and genuine expansion, it could be a win. But if it is just about having more shares available without a clear plan, it could lead to dilution for existing shareholders. We'll be keeping an eye on their future filings to see exactly what they plan to do with this newfound flexibility. What is your take on this move? Do you think this is a smart strategic play or a sign of potential dilution from Mobile Global Esports Incorporated? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And don't forget to join our Discord community for more in-depth discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.